The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers podcast, show number 489, being recorded on June the 23rd, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, also known as Jesus Walks Out. Today I'm joined by my co-host from the West Coast, the best coast, Gunny Chief Henley Merrill is back. Welcome back, Henley. Welcome.
Welcome. I'm back from Oregon, Jesus. I'm back from Tigard, home of Jesus Walks a Lot.
Tigard.
Tigard. Is that how you say it? Okay.
Not Tigard.
But we were in Salem for the most part.
I don't live in Tigard,
okay.
but I'm not far from Tigard, but I've been to Tigard plenty of times. I drove through it. I've been there. I've been to that Bridgeport Village where you went.
It's
nice.
a
very
I
nice
like
mall.
Yeah, the wife really enjoyed that.
Oh, yeah, it's an uppity looking mall, right? But yeah, it's one of them.
Yeah,
and then
that was
anyways.
So the kids probably didn't like it too much, but.
From Little Big Ohio, the Mayo, Steve Willier is back. Welcome back, Steven. Welcome.
Hey, what's going on? It's another day.
What's up?
Chilling at home.
Just another
stuck
day.
in my house. Not doing nothing.
Another day in Ohio. I see a thing in your arm. You look very disabled.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I didn't even notice that.
You didn't even notice it. I just noticed it right now.
Okay, so what's your gaming experience like? It's probably not like. Did you get the disabled controller or what?
No, it's not very easy on the keyboard. So I haven't been able to really play anything on Steam or anything that takes mouse and keyboard. But I have been able to use a controller. So I'm allowed to take it off if I'm on the living room, and it can prop it up or have it on an armrest. And so I'll prop it up and then I'll hold onto a controller because I would leave it on, but it keeps it out and away from me a little bit. And so then I got to hold the controller in an uncomfortable angle. And so that I just, I wait till I can take it off till I can game.
A lot of clicker games, Mayo, and some auto battlers.
Bad.
Yeah, a lot of right-handed, one-handed stuff.
Bad. Anyways, welcome to the show, people. Mayo is back. Gunny's back. I'm back. You can follow us on Twitter or the X at _horrible gamers. You can also join our Facebook group on Facebook. It is a closed group. Anything you post in there stays in there. And like our page on Facebook as well. You can join our Discord in the show notes. But if you need to get a hold of us to find one, find us on Facebook or find us anywhere else, and we'll get you a Discord link. But that's the easiest way to find it is in the show notes. Just scroll down. That's all you gotta do, and click on it. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's not that hard, but for some people it might be. I don't know. Anyways,
nobody reads anything, okay, or scrolls down.
intro music done by Phantom Inc. Outro music done by Broke for Free. Thank you to them for supporting the show with their music. And let's get talking about what we've been doing the last couple of weeks now. So we've been gone for 2 weeks. First week, we were gone. Or were we gone 2 weeks or 1 week? I don't remember.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Father's Day.
Yeah, so Father's Day happened. That happened. I wasn't. Yeah, so we were off that week, and then that's the week I think Mayo had surgery, right? Mayo, was that the week you had surgery 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I had surgery on the 6th, so we should have.
Yeah, we recorded that day. Remember? It was just me and you.
That was a Friday, so it would have been the 8th. Was the last one? And I think it was you and Jesus that recorded. I remember listening to it.
Yeah, and then so yeah, last week we couldn't get on because Gunny wasn't in town. Yeah, so it just
and
didn't
I
line
had
up.
Company over, yeah.
Yeah, and then Mayo had visitor over, so we couldn't really record. So yeah, I wasn't gonna record a show by myself. It would be kind of weird. But yeah, so yeah, we're back though. We're back. Gunny, how was your trip to Oregon? I heard you went to Tigard.
Tigard, not. I know that it sounds like a little insect, doesn't it? Like I was there in Tigard's. I was getting all tiggered up. No, it was good. It was good. It was so that trip specifically was for my son to meet one of his Roblox friends who he met on Discord like 7, 8 years ago. And so then it was just like a perfect timing because he's from Arizona. And so then his grandparents have a farm. And so here's the funny part, Jesus. So down in that town that I mentioned earlier, like it's right off the freeway. Like, what was it called? Like Lincoln or whatever the hell. Jefferson. So then when we called him, like we were trying to get directions, like specific directions to the farm and everything. And then he's like, yeah, like, if you go over here by the white barn, I'm like, dude, there's so many white barns over here. Come on. And then I was like, what are y'all growing over there? Some alfalfa? And he's all like, I swear he said like it was called fescue or something, right? And I'm like, what the hell did you call me? We don't know no farming, man. We're gamers, bro. So it was like grass, basically. Just call it grass, dude. His name's Evan, also, by the way. So cool guy. Same age as my son, 18, 19. And yeah, it was a really, really good trip. And I think we brought him back to Salem. We went out for dinner. And then the next day, that's when we went up to Tigard. And then we were going to meet you, Jesus, but you went further north with your girlfriend. So then, and the kids and everything. So, but really, like, it was just, me and the wife walked around and got some good lunch. And also, I did a thing, Jesus. I don't know if you want to talk about it now. So it was something I did. Yeah. So I walked. Okay, it wasn't like a super planned thing, but I went into, I always want to say Ralph's, but it's called Kroger, right? Same thing. So then I went into the Kroger. First thing I did was.
Up here it's called Fred Meyer, actually.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, Fred Meyer. So then I walked in, I went to the electronics section, and I'm talking to the guy that I'm like, y'all got them Switch 2s over there? And he's like, yeah, fresh out of course. So, and of course I was looking over and I'm like, there's the Xboxes, the PS5s and stuff. It wasn't like a big, section like a GameStop or anything. I'm like, what's the difference over there with like them PS5s, the black one, you got the one with disc, the one without. So I brought the wife over there. I'm like, honey, I'm getting the PS5 without the disc, $449. And I like what the guys say up there, Jesus. Like, he's like, yeah, you see the price on there, no gimmicks. Like, and literally, like most of the things that I bought, that was it. Like no gimmicks. Like you pay, that's the price you pay. So $449 is what it was out the door. So I was like, hell yeah, man, no tax. I'll take it.
Gunny, I would tell you something. If you would have used my phone number as the at the store, especially Fred Meyer where you bought it at, because I work for Kroger, you would have got an employee discount. So you would have had like $50 off or something,
or you could
like that. You guys after like an hour later.
You missed out twice. Like you can use my number as well.
Yeah, you could use either number, and you would have got an employee discount for like $50 off, $40 off.
It's funny because I knew you guys both work for the same company, and I was like, didn't even dawn on me.
Yeah. But yeah. well, shit happens, man. But glad you got a PS5. Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about Oregon, no sales tax. They keep trying to pass it though, man. Every time we get like the voting for laws and shit, they try to sneak it in there. We're like, oh, yeah, we're gonna sneak in a sales tax. It's only a temporary sales tax. Yeah, we vote no on that shit every time.
So one of the things that they do, Jesus. So I deliver the wine and the spirits, right? So what they do, okay, so if you go to the California border, if you notice there's like a lot of like liquor stores over there right across the border in, I don't know what the hell the city's called, but the reason they're all there is because it's state controlled in Oregon. So they just charge a lot more, even though there's no tax. So that's the whole point behind that.
In Oregon, you can't buy like liquor like at a grocery store. Like you can't.
No,
like
you know how
like in Vegas, I remember in California, you go to like a grocery store and you have a liquor section, like a legit liquor section. Over here, you can't do that. You have to go to a liquor store to buy liquor, like whiskey or tequila or whatever the fuck, You could buy wine. I think you could buy wine at a store, like at a grocery store, but not liquor. You could buy wine though, but not liquor.
Yeah,
we
And you
have-
can buy
we
like
have,
beer.
right
You
there.
could buy beer and shit like that.
Yeah, see, we can buy like wine, a lot of wines, a lot of beers. Usually, there's like a whole aisle. When I had company, like
Yeah.
Normie came over, right, and we went in the store. She took a picture because she can't do that in her store. She's like, "Look at this!
Yeah.
You can buy alcohol in your local grocery store." I'm like, "Yeah, it's kind of
Normal.
I thought it was
Yeah,
Yeah.
normal.
no, yeah, in Oregon,
I remember that
Oregon is
in
the
New
same
Jersey.
thing. You'll go,
You can't buy like
yeah,
real hard liquor, and
yeah,
then you have to go to the state liquor store. But they
yeah.
have
You
it
have to
built into
buy,
my Kroger,
and
so it has
in
a
Oregon, the law is every liquor store closes by 7 p.m. That's it.
That's too
7
early.
p.m. boys. You gotta get in there, man. You gotta get in there, get your shit by 7 p.m. Gunny. If not, you're fucked, bro. You're out of
you
liquor
got to
for the night.
pre-plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you go to the bar and get like shots and shit till like 2 a.m. But the
That's
liquor
funny.
store
Yeah.
closes at 7. Yeah, it is weird, right? Because the bar will serve you shots all night till 2 a.m. or whatever till
That's gonna
cutoff
be too
time.
expensive though. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like $7 a fucking shot, dude.
Yeah, that's too
$7 a
much.
shot compared to a $50 bottle you buy. You get 50 shots out of that motherfucker. But yeah, no, Oregon is very controlled with their liquor. Yeah, the wine though, we let the wine flow freely around here, Mayo. Yeah,
Same in California.
it's the wine country up here. We let that shit flow freely everywhere. But yeah, man, that's cool though. Gunny, have you been enjoying your PS5? What have you been playing? What are you doing on that thing?
So I haven't really done a whole lot with it. So if anything, like I think so. Okay, so start off. The first thing I did was came back, I set it up, and then I was telling the wife, I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to sell the PS4, right? So that way I can get like $150, right?" So and of course I'm looking online. It was like 111 exchange or whatever, and it's in good condition. So I'm like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? So I live in a community, right, where we've got 2,500 homes. It's an HOA kind of thing, and like everybody's your kind of your neighbor sort of deal. So I'm like, I'm just going to put it in one of the groups. I am not one of those people where, I used to do it back in the day where I'd be like, let's meet at the Safeway and at 8 o'clock at night, and or whatever, or come to my house, bullshit, right? I'm over that
Yeah.
crap. So remember I told you I had that experience, like, and I know you've had some experiences too, Jesus, but we'll get into that another time. But I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to put it on one of the local groups or whatever. So then I put it on there. It was like mid-afternoon on a Monday. And I'm like, all right. So then I had like 4 or 5 discs with it, right? One of them was my Cyberpunk Special Edition 2077. And then I've had like God of War 2018, I think. Because I bought Ragnarok digitally. Spider-Man 2018. And then I think it was Days Gone or something. So then I looked at it and looked at all the numbers, and I'm like, okay, so everybody think came up, and I averaged it out, and I'm like, all right, $130 for everything, right? So, because I wouldn't have gotten like maybe $100 if I would have went to like the local game store or GameStop. So this dude called me up or whatever, got me on Messenger, and he's like, yeah, man, I'll buy it. I'm like, all right, cool. So he showed up at the house, right? Because everything's safe here or whatever, right? So not a problem at all. So he pulls up. He's like, I'm out front. I reset my PS4 already. Come out there. And yeah, we just kind of PayPal'd each other right there. Just boom, boom, like $130, man. I was like, hell yeah. So that's like, I'm thinking that's like either going to get me the special edition of fucking Death Stranding 2 or like a year of PlayStation Plus, right? So I'm like, hell yeah. Right. So then I'm like, cool. So shout out to Gerard. He's a gamer. I showed him the podcast, so he'll listen to this episode as well. And yeah, so he's like, yeah, man. He goes, I did a lot of retro gaming, and and I just haven't played like Spider-Man. But he had like, dude, I saw him. He had like tattoos of like Batman and shit. I'm like, you're a fucking gamer, bro. Like I can tell, like from all the different fucking gaming tattoos he had on him. So yeah,
that's dope. So you
Shout out
got a
to
pretty
Gerard.
good deal because you barely used that PS5 Pro or PS4 or whatever. So that's a pretty good
I
deal.
think he got a great deal on it. Yeah, I think he got a great deal because it's
It
not
sounds
really
like
used that much.
a good library of games you gave him too. So That's cool, man. So
Absolutely. So all the exclusives.
What do you plan to play first on your PS5?
I cannot. Okay, Jesus, I can't decide. Okay, so I'm like, all right, I've been looking for deals, but apparently there's no more cards out there, especially on CD keys or anywhere, right? I don't think PlayStation's allowing that shit. So I'm thinking I'll either get the 1 year of PlayStation Plus, whatever in the middle, not the essential, but whatever the fucking that other tier is. And that was about
that's the one that I
154.
have.
Yeah, I've had that one
Yeah.
before, Mayo. You can actually get that with PlayStation 4. So I've had it for like 3 months, and then I had it for another 3. So I'm either thinking that, Jesus, or fuck it, I'll just go ahead and buy Death Stranding and, you know, yeah, which is like $70. So I haven't decided yet. But I was thinking with PlayStation Plus, Jesus, I can get, I can play multiple games, but you know what I mean? Within that library. So, but you know what I really, really want? It's kind of out now everywhere, and that's Stellar Blade. I've been talking about that game. I know it's available now on, on
I would
Steam
probably
and
just get that on
Epic or
PC.
whatever.
I hear it looks better.
Yeah. Yeah, but right now, so I've got that PS5 hooked up to my OLED TV in the living room. So I'm like, that game will probably look pretty damn good. But I'm thinking I could run it at a high, FPS on this gaming PC. So I'm like, man, decisions, right? So I'm like, I can't decide. Yeah. So yeah, maybe you're right, man. Maybe I'll just buy that on Steam and then just get the PlayStation Plus over on the OLED TV with the PS5. So, but yeah, I think the only what do I have on there? I think I've got God of War Ragnarok digitally and The Last of Us 2. So what's cool, Mail, is I like the fact that there are those upgrades, right? So I just pay the $10 upgrades for I think God of War Ragnarok and and Last of Us 2. So, or I can just continue. I think I can just play my games regularly on the PS4, right? Without the visual upgrade, I think. So there's that. So yeah, I think. Pretty sure. So I don't know. Can you confirm that, Mayo? Can you just play the games like the PS4 version, right? Because you already own it digitally,
Yeah,
or do you have to
you
pay
should
the
be
$10
able to.
upgrade? Yeah, because I
No,
think
I
I was
think you
playing
can, you
Ghost of
can do the PS4
Tsushima.
version, I believe.
Yeah, I think I
Because
was playing Ghost
I
of
never had
Tsushima
to worry
earlier.
about transferring anything over, right? Because I had never had a PS4, so then I was buying PS5 games. But when you do PS Plus, there's like 2 versions I can download, and I can play both of them,
Yeah.
I believe. Like, it'll ask
Yeah,
me
yeah.
which one I wanna download, and of course, I do the PS5 version, but it'll ask me if I wanna do the PS4 version, but I've never tried to launch it and see, you know, if it would,
Yeah, it's probably like some kind of
work or
super
not.
sampling and like your, whatever that what is it, the P or the VRR or whatever it's called, right? Which is that visual upgrade.
The variable refresh
But
rate,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So and of course, that OLED TV I've got, that Sony one is just 60 FPS anyway. So but yeah, other than that, like what did I play? Oh, just a little bit of the
You want
Astrobot,
a
like
tip,
the,
Gunny? You want to get higher frame rates, Gunny? Plug it into your monitor.
yeah, I've got the 165 here. So, man, you know what? I think that's what I'd like to, that was like what my original plan was, to get the OLED monitor. So I just kind of keep setting it back when I keep buying all these gaming systems, right? It's like, oh
That's how
man,
I have my. That's how I have my current PS5 set up, because I had it in the living room, the old one, and when I got rid of it and I got this Pro, I was like, no, the kid takes over the TV too much in the living room, so I never have time to play out there because she's always out there, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna hook it up in the room, and I hooked it up to the monitor, so now I have it on my monitor, and it's kind of an awkward position because it's up higher, but it works. It works. I've gotten used to it.
yeah. Eventually, I'll get there. I will get the yeah. I'll get the
But I'm
OLED
excited for
higher.
you, man. I think you should play Spider-Man 2. That's a great, amazing looking game. I think you should
Yeah, that
definitely
is a good choice.
try out The Last of Us. If you never played the first one or the second one, try them out. They're amazing games. Uh, What else is on the
Yeah, I
PS5?
never finished 2. I finished 1, but I did not finish part 2.
And number 2 has like an
So, yeah,
enhanced
I gotta do
version for the
that.
PS5 also, which is like a $10 upgrade. And then what else? Ghost of Tsushima is good. Horizon Forbidden West is pretty decent. Even though I got that on the
Yeah, that's the
PC, it's
second
pretty good
one.
on the PS5. And then
Yeah.
there's a lot of other shit, dude. There's tons of other games that just run better on PS5 than they do on the Xbox. I know you have an
Yeah.
Xbox Series X, but I recommend checking some titles out on the PS5, especially now that Xbox is bringing their titles to PS5. It makes no sense
Yeah.
to own an
It was
Xbox.
weird. It was weird
You
seeing
have
Forza
if you have a
Horizon
if you have a
5 on there.
PC, yeah, if you have a PC and a PS5, you really don't need an Xbox. You don't, because all the exclusives
That's
Yeah.
true,
come
right?
to
Yeah.
the other platforms, so you don't need the Xbox. Xbox is kind of like it's become
Right. I
like
would say
the
yeah.
Switch. Like you don't need it. You don't like,
Yeah.
and the Switch even has a better case to own than the Xbox because the Switch has exclusives. The Switch has the Zeldas and the Marios and the Donkey Kongs and shit like that you can't play anywhere else. Where before it used to be the case with Xbox, but now Xbox is like, oh fuck it, we'll just put everything on everything. So it's like, okay, why do I need an Xbox if I have a PC? You don't really need one. So
I would say this
yeah.
at the time of us recording right now, I would say unless you're like this super Halo fan, right? It's like the only thing that's not on PlayStation because when I first turned it on and I went to the
guarantee
store,
that's gonna come next. That's gonna come
yeah,
next. Because
I saw
if they got rid of Gears
Yeah.
of War and Gears of War is coming to the PS5, Halo's coming to the
Reloaded
PS5.
was on there. It was you can pre-purchase Gears of War Reloaded. So, and I'm
Yeah.
sure like the other ones will come later. Like, hey, play the classics. We kind of ported, the fucking Gears fucking 4 and 5 over here. Like,
They're all
yeah, if you
coming.
guys
Yeah.
want to play them, $20 a piece or something. So yeah, I'm sure Halo's coming next year, no doubt.
Yeah. I'm excited, man. That's cool. What else have you been playing, I guess, besides traveling and buying PlayStations and
So
selling your
besides that,
old
okay,
one?
so then there was, it was like, okay, I knew there was like a big sale on Xbox or whatever. I just bought a couple cheap little games. So I already had, me, I just love my open world action games. And Just Cause 4, I finished 3, but I did not finish 4. And I'm like, oh, the Reloaded or whatever, the complete edition was like $11, right? It just comes with like all these little DLC pieces. So then I'm like, well, fuck it, $11, right? You get the game and all the different shit. So then, yeah. So I kind of played that all part of the day yesterday, and blowing shit up, and I love the fucking jank in that game. Where coming along in a fucking car, and it's like, hey, you get to your objective and you get blown part way across the map, in your car. It's like that shit is just like so much fun.
Wasn't
And then you go back and grenade launch
one-
everybody.
or that one the one that had all the performance issues? There's the newest one I never picked up because I heard it wasn't that good. Like it had a bunch of performance.
Yeah,
issues.
maybe I thought it might have been 3 or whatever, but
PC.
yeah, I think it was. And they're all the same thing, you know what I mean? So they're not like AAA fucking games or whatever with polish. So not all the characters look great or whatever. So, but yeah, I feel like I'm just arcade gaming in an open world, environment here. So yeah, so I don't know. I just kind of look past all that shit and like, yeah, like the story is kind of like, okay, whatever, like. Yeah, that's your fucking uncle. That's your dad. We're going to go rescue him. Sure. Yeah, he's my family member. We're going to go fucking kill him. Kind of like the Far Cry series, right? Except Far Cry series, the game just looks so much better and plays so much better. So, but with the Just Cause series, I feel like they're just shorter. So, yeah, there's that. But yeah, like I was in the like you get this little fucking mini little jet, like it looks like a little fucking mini fighter jet, man. It's the funniest thing ever riding around in this thing. So, yeah, cruising from fucking, like you take off in like 5 feet, and you're just fucking zipping across the map. So, yeah, fun shit, whipping people with your fucking grappling hook, and yeah, just dumb fun, right? And then the only other thing I just bought a couple other little games on there, but didn't really play them yet. So, if I want to finish up talking about what we have been playing, let's see here. So there is the new game on Xbox Game Pass called The Alters. Has anybody played this?
No.
So that's ALTERS. I think that came out a few weeks ago. So this is another great game by 11-bit Studios. They seem to be popping out some really good games lately. And they're the developer, the publisher. It's available, I think, on everything. I think I saw it on Steam. I saw it on the PlayStation 5. So available everywhere. And it's an action strategy game where, I don't want to say it's like how do I put this? Where I don't really know what this game quite is yet. So it's not like just like a game and a collectathon of different resources. But so I'm gonna try not to spoil this, right? So then you land on this alien planet, and you're the only one alive, and you're checking all the different pods or whatever. And for some reason, like the your other fucking people are dead or whatever. So you find this. I guess you can call it like a little space station thing, right? But it's like a wheel, and it moves. So from one part of the planet to the next, because I think when you're trying to contact Earth or whatever, they're saying, yeah, man, Earth's coming and you got to move, right? So I don't know, maybe you're gonna fucking melt or whatever, or just blow up or some bullshit. So you're like, okay, so then you got to collect these resources out of the planet, and it's not difficult or you're not spending hours out there, and you're just kind of going out and putting these little mining things out, and that kind of auto collects everything through power lines. So that was super, super simple to figure out. And then there's the story part of this element where it kind of looks like, what's that game called? Not Fallout 76. It was the mobile game. Where it's kind of got that
Shelter?
different floors to it. What is it called?
Wasn't it like Fallout Shelter?
Yeah, Fallout Shelter, right? Where it kind of looks like that, where you can kind of see when you pull up the map, you can see the wheel and you can show the different rooms, right? And then there's an elevator, and you can say, okay, this is engineering up here, and and I need to get to communications up here. And you can add different floors to it too. So and different research or just different little sections to it as well. So. And I think it just kind of in the tutorial thing, it's saying, hey, build this thing or whatever. You need research, or, you need communications or a farm or whatever, or fucking, where you grow plants or some bullshit. So, and then the other part, which I'm not going to spoil, is where you're kind of making people, right? So, because you're the only one left, and they already gave you blueprints or whatever, because you're just the worker. I think you're trying to say first of all, your name is Jan or whatever, spelled Jan, Jan, but he pronounces it Jan or whatever, or Yan or whatever. So, and he's trying to tell him, I'm just a builder guy. I'm a mechanic. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing here, right? So, and they give him the blueprints or whatever, and you make these people. So, and it's a cool, dirty thing, right? Where you make these people, there's a lot of dialogue, not a lot of dialogue, but this the different options of you could be a real dick and to the people that you fucking made or whatever, right? So, and it's it'll show oh, this person's frustrated or upset or angry or whatever. So, and then you can of course assign them, just like in Fallout Shelter, right? Okay, you got to go work in engineering and make these little fucking electronic pieces or whatever, So, and they will come back. They will dialogue will pop up after and say, hey, when you get a minute, come and see me. I got something to talk to you about or whatever. So, but yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a lot. Geez, I'll say this, I don't think right now there's a lot of busy work. So, or anything repetitive. I feel like there's a change in this game where it's not oh my gosh, I need to go make food again, go down and craft a bunch of meals and, go back and mine a lot of steel or whatever. So I don't know, maybe it will eventually turn into that or whatever, but yeah. But right now, no, I'm just kind of
what is this game called?
what's it called? It's the fuck is it? The Alters. Alters. It's on Game Pass. It's on Steam. Yeah, you'll see it's from 11-Bit Studios. So, yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. Like, yeah, it's a cool game so far. So, but when you're out, like outside of I'll just call it the wheel, right? So really, it's just like the wheel thing that you're in, and so you come down the elevator, you come out, and then you can't be out during a certain time because there's too much radiation. And
Is this a Jesus
it
game?
kind of brings your. I think so. I think you'll like this game. First thing I thought of after a couple hours into this. Yeah. So, and I think you'll like the concept. You'll like the story part of it as well. As kind of like I can already see like some of the decisions you're gonna more like what the answers are to the other people on the wheel, right? So I forgot what the fucking ship is called. So
because
I'm kind of going like
you're cloning yourself, right, to create like a bigger space station or whatever.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, so you've got more of your clones like working in engineering, working in different parts of the ship, right? That maybe one isn't. So, because I think when you go out of that ship or whatever, you're just by yourself. There's no co-op or anything like that. You're just out there to collect resources, explore, find different minerals, things like that. So, yeah, it's a cool game so far, and it's not like this big, huge open map where you're like, oh, I'm gonna run out of fucking oxygen or whatever. Like everything seems to be fairly close, like fairly predictable, and like okay, there's got to be something this way, like it's a little bit linear in some ways where the kind of the map is already there. You just have to go find the actual minerals or objectives. So
Follow.
Yeah, like yeah,
that's
kind of
cool.
So
I want to check it out. It's on Game Pass. I'll check it out since I have I pay for Game Pass every month and I barely use it.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
I
Like,
I
I
guess-
have it, and it's just there.
And then every month I always forget that I have it. That I'm like, I'm gonna cancel this shit. And then the next month rolls by and it's like, you've been charged $11.99 by Microsoft, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot about Game Pass.
Yeah.
Every month,
It's a good
they
deal,
give me
man.
every
You gotta
month.
go. You know what I would recommend, Jesus, is so on the Twitter X thing or whatever. One of the things is I do is let's say I'm just not on the PC or whatever. I might just be on the PS5 all week or the Xbox Series X, right? So after this podcast, like boom, I may not come back here until a Saturday or whatever and pop it on or whatever. So I like to follow the Twitter X and like, hey, look what's coming to Game Pass. I'm like, oh shit, nice. So the other thing that you can do, Jesus, on your phone or your tablet, you can, well, of course for me, right? I can always install the game to I don't think I'll install to the PC or whatever, but you can kind of add the queue or whatever. So there's always that reminder of like, oh, cool, I know what I'm going to play next on the PC, or on Game Pass. So I'm always reminded of it just by following them. You can do the same on Facebook and everything else, of course. So there's that. So, and besides that, I played a new game here. It's FBC Firebreak. So I just finally fired that up today. I think it's like $40 on Steam, but free with your Game Pass subscription. But this one's available. This one's available everywhere: PlayStation 5, GeForce Now, Xbox Series X and S, and I mean the list goes on. So, and what this is like, so this is from Remedy Entertainment, right? From the people that brought you that can control and Alan Wake and all that stuff. So it's a 3-player co-op zombie fucking game, right? And so you're just going around doing different objectives, like, I don't turn off the furnace, right? But then, I'll back up a little bit. So there's like 3 different classes. One of them's like more of the fucking like fixer guy or whatever. Like, he's got the tool that's gonna, fix a fucking generator a lot faster. But Jesus, I figured out today, I just kind of went into this blind and like, hey, I just had like this metal pipe and a shotgun, right? But you can metal pipe that motherfucker, right? Because let's say that person is not there, or they quit, or whatever. You could be the thing to repair it. It's going to take
you're lagging
a
out
little
on
longer,
my end.
I think, right? Is kind of the difference on that. So, and yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what it is, Gunny. I think your
think
connection
sound like you're
unstable. It keeps
out a little
lagging
bit
out or something.
too. So, uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
I don't even
But,
see the Mayo here.
Yeah, you keep cutting out every once in a while. Do you hear the Mayo, or is it just me?
Oh boy,
Mayo's muted.
Yeah, mine's been going in and out
how do
a
I
little bit as
sound?
well.
Am I back?
So maybe it's a Discord thing.
I don't know if it's a Discord thing or if it's your microphone that you're backing away from.
Yeah, let me see. I'm going to turn my camera
but like
off.
you keep
Yeah.
you keep lagging out every once in a while. I don't know what's going on.
Mine
there,
is
Gunny.
going from
is he?
green
Okay.
to red. Like
Yeah.
I'm over here.
No,
I'm over here
I think
bouncing
so,
around
'cause it's-
from like full signal to like red.
Really, mine's been all green the whole time, but I don't know what's going on. Anyways, guess we'll continue the show. Hopefully, it's to the listeners. Yeah. So yeah, I heard that Fire Break sucks. From what I've heard, I don't know if you tried it out, Mail, but I don't have no interest in playing it. I just don't care to. I don't want to play it. I just nothing about it sounds cool to me. Like I like the control game. I like control. That's about the only thing that sounds cool to me is that I like control, right?
Right.
And I
didn't think you liked that game, Ibn. I
That's
remember I really liked that game, and I thought you tried it and you didn't care for it.
it was quite control, but I'm not a big fan of this shit like this looter, shooter, extractor stuff. It's not me, bro. So yeah. I don't know. And we just lost Gunny. Like Gunny just
Yeah.
disappeared.
Yeah, and I'm bouncing my
No,
like in and out. I'm in red, then I'm in the green. I don't know if it's a Discord.
Yeah. I have no clue. We can stop this and come back if you want. I don't know if you want to do that or what do you want to do.
Yeah, I said we want to try that because maybe if I restart mine or something, Gunny's completely out. Maybe I'll reset my internet.
All right, we'll be back. We'll be back, people.
All right.
We are experiencing technical difficulties due to hobo internet. We are experiencing technical difficulties due to hobo internet. We are experiencing technical difficulties due to hobo internet.
And we are back. Welcome back, everyone. We are back again. Gunny, sorry about that. We were having issues. We all had to disconnect and reconnect. It was a big process, but we are back. Gunny, continue talking about what you've been playing.
Yes. So I think was I talking about the altars? I think it was.
We're done. We're done with. No, you're done with that. You're done. You were talking about that fire
Firebreak,
control.
So Firebreak, made by Remedy. Yeah, it's a 3-person co-op game. It I didn't have of course I went into this thinking without knowing what the fuck I was actually supposed to be doing, and I think
I heard this game sucks. Does it suck?
Damn, I almost wish I feel like it should have the minimum. Okay, so I'll say this: I always give a game a chance, right? So I played about an hour and a half of it today.
I don't always give a game a chance.
Yeah, I know, me neither.
He's
but
already giving it a chance. That means it's not too good off the rip.
Yeah,
Gunny, this is not. It doesn't sound like it's a good thing when you say I give a game a chance. That sounds like you're about to set us up for a big disappointment. Just say if it sucks, bro. It sucks.
I don't think it sucks right now. So I think I have to give it another hour or two before I can say
another hour or two. I find out if a game is stupid in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, okay. So this game, a game that's just like this, Jesus, GTFO, Killing Floor 2. I don't want to say Left 4 Dead the original, but it's kind of in that same vein of those types of games in the genre, right? So
like an extraction shooter, get the fuck out, survive the waves.
Yeah, more or less, it's kind of more or less you're just kind of going up, hit the generator, take the barrels to the thing, put the barrels in the thing, and
boring.
Then yeah. So, but I feel
why can't games innovate, bro? Why can't games they come up with a new idea? Why is it always the same shit, the same motherfucking
all
idea,
the time,
man?
Yeah,
right.
they are. They're just rehashing stuff over and over and over and over.
And so I'll say this about Remedy, right? Where I played the first map or whatever, you're in this, everything's kind of fucking industrial, all the maps I played. So, and it's the furnace fucking was fucking engulfed in flames and I died. And and then you either got to get revived or you go from a checkpoint or whatever. And okay, but I'll say this, I'll give all the negatives after. So once I kind of got the hang of it, and then nobody was on a mic for some weird ass reason, and it's got all the cross play through PC, PlayStation, Xbox. And 3 players, sometimes every fucking game, guys, so far somebody always quit, right? So it was just kind of the two of us reviving each other or whatever. So, and I'll say this, it's a lot of jank, right? So it felt good killing zombies or whatever, but it was where they had this weapon that's got this electricity weapon. I felt like a Deep Rock Galactic or whatever, right? Almost in a sense where I'm what the fuck is this weapon supposed to do? I'm just going to use the pistol the whole time shooting zombies. But, and some of it's a little wacky where I get to the second map and it's definitely in the Control universe, right? Remedy fucking nailed it, dude, with these fucking Post-it note zombies, right? And all that stuff looked really fucking cool, right? The world, the environment, the office, oh, this is playing the game Control. This is where they got this game, right? So, and it's you got to destroy a bunch of Post-it notes things, just silly stuff, right? But I'm okay, only the guy with the goddamn whatever he fucking had, I don't know what the fuck he fucking had something that was lighting shit on fire where I didn't have that. I had the pipe, and I'm all right, so how do I fucking destroy that? I guess I'm supposed to hold off the zombies, right? So, and everything looks good, I would say, except for the zombies. They look like they belong back on the Xbox 360 or the fucking PS3 era, where I'm oh my gosh, they did a terrible job making zombies, man. I don't know how the fuck Remedy fucked that up for some reason. And the other thing I would say, add a 4th player. Come on, make a 4th class or whatever. I think it was just dumb to do 3 because, like I said, if maybe whatever at launch they'll fucking do a thing where, yeah, because you could join a match halfway in or whatever. But who's to say a third person's going to jump in halfway through the game, right? So yeah, at least do an AI player or something. Trying to think if Left 4 Dead did anything like that, or
Yeah, Left 4 Dead usually had an AI with you. You had AIs
you
with
definitely
you.
need it. You definitely need it. World War Z always had a fucking a fucking AI player. So I don't know. Maybe that's just coming down the line or whatever. It's
Yeah.
because
What happens in this one if you lose a player like that?
Yeah, does the
no, that's it.
difficulty scale though? Does it go like easier if you have like you're in there by yourself?
No, so there I noticed like okay, you can start a match, right? And I've seen a couple other games do this where you can start solo and then other people will hopefully presumably join your game or whatever, or you can just wait till the other two people pop in and then it
Yeah.
just auto starts immediately. So, yeah, they've got some work to do. I think the maps are cool, but yeah, I don't know if other people, I feel like just getting on a Reddit forum going, add a fourth fucking person or whatever, please. So, and the only reason I say that again, just to kind of bring it back to where if one leaves, right? Or yeah, add a fucking dumb AI player just to the stinking thing. So, and then make them to where that AI player doesn't need to be revived or whatever, but they don't do a lot of damage, right? So there's that balance there. So yeah, I think what they're doing right now is not good. But yeah, the only fun I had was just fighting the post-it note monster. That was cool. That was a cool fucking thing or whatever. Like I enjoyed that, but I can definitely see that getting old really quick, So especially if you don't have 4 full players in there. Like I think Deep Rock Galactic had 4, right? So yeah, 4 or 5 if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Remedy needs to do a lot more work on this game. So, but I'm gonna continue to play. I want to play all the different maps or whatever. I think there was like 6 in there or so, and just kind of get a better feel. And yeah, maybe I'll have some different thoughts on it. But yeah, so far it's just kind of meh, just learning everything. And more
Yeah.
grenades, damn it! I need more grenades.
It sounds
just
like
need
it.
one.
Sounds like it's kind of meh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, you know what? I'm not going to complain. I know it's 40 on Steam and people are getting refunds, but come on over to Game Pass, baby. Play some Expedition 33 and then play that game for free. Look at it that way.
All right.
That's all I played.
What about you, Mayo?
Oh man, that's so funny. It's a big segue there because Gunny mentioned it. Expedition 33. That's pretty much
Yeah.
like what I've been playing a lot. And I talked to you last week, Jesus, when you called me, and I was talking about it. Yeah, so like I kind of passed the point where you are at, where we were talking before.
Yeah.
I
Which is
played.
crazy. You like caught up to me so quick.
Yeah, I played quite a bit for a while there, and then now here recently I kind of stepped away. I had some things going on around home and then the surgery and all that kind of stuff slowed me down a little bit. But yeah, so I made it to the point. Kept on going without giving away like any spoilers. I made it to the end of Act 1, into Act 2, and I'm probably about close to the end of Act 2 if I had to guess. So there's like a boss you have to go to fight Jesus, and he is the boss from when you first come ashore at the beginning of the game. The guy with the cane, that old guy.
The dude did the thing to
Yeah.
Gustav.
Is this a spoiler? Because I
Yes.
remember that part. That's where I got to.
That guy comes in, and you got to fight him, and he is so difficult to fight.
Okay,
And
all
he
right.
is like crazy. He has this this one move. If you don't dodge it, it will completely wipe out your character. He's just gone, and it will just you can't bring him back. You can't heal him. You can't do anything. It's like he never existed in your party, and so like you have to make sure you don't get hit by that move big time because
What
it was
happens
so
if you
frustrating.
like if you lose like a character and then you beat him at the end? Is those characters at least are they gone or they come back?
Yeah, I think I didn't beat him that way, but they end up. I'm sure they probably come back.
Okay.
But like fighting him, like the first couple of times, I mean, I spent probably an hour and a half fighting him over and over.
Oh,
Like
damn.
he had those really hard dodges, right? He had a lot of different moves he throws at you, and he was just really difficult. Like his timings was hard to
See,
figure out. But
hate
definitely
that
the
that
first timing
game-
you have to figure out is that one special move.
Yeah, I hate that game because it does this shit where like you'll see the way the character is moving and you think, okay, they're about to do this move, but then the game switches it up and they do a completely different fucking move, and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, that game does that so many
Or there's
times.
like a pause in the attack.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah.
pause the attack, and you're like,
And you
oh
like,
man.
oh, you missed the fucking timing just because you thought, oh, they're about to do this move again, and then they switch it up last second, and like they pause for like a quarter of a second. They pause, and then do a different move, and you're like, oh, motherfuck, dude. I hate when they
And
do that
that's
shit.
that move this guy uses on you with that whole like wipe out your character in one hit thing. It's like a delayed attack too. So he has like this animation, and then it's like a pause, and then it hits. So you just kind of have to learn that timing because you can't
Yeah.
dodge. I mean, you can't dodge, or you can dodge or parry, but it's just you miss that dodge or whatever. He's just gone. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really, really difficult. And so finally got past him, but did that part of the story, and now I'm out hunting some of these big giant walking things that walk around the planet. They're like on the continent. There is like 3 of them, and our mission is to kill 2 of the 3. So next thing I know, we're getting ready to go out, and we're gonna go kill these 2 of these big giant people walking around on this planet. And that was the next thing I had to do. I'm guessing that's probably where chapter 2 will finish up. They have let in a little bit of the mystery, Jesus, of who that little girl is. That's kind of like all white and black and stuff. And you've probably seen her before. They show glimpses of her. She doesn't ever talk or anything. They show glimpses
Yeah.
of her,
Okay.
and they give you a better idea of who she is too. So that's kind of cool. And so far you'll see some more plot twists. Like kind of like when you said like the end of Act 2. There's a couple of plot twists coming up. I unlocked the guy that eats the feet. He's pretty cool. Um, he gets the abilities of other people, and it's kind of cool how you level them up. So that's kind of like his skill tree. So you go back and you can fight the other enemies, and go back and fight old enemies, and then it will fill it in on his skill tree basically, and that as ability he has. So it makes you. I think you want to go back and play the beginning of the game and go back and fight some of those beginning characters, so you can get those few items from the beginning. And you can use those weapons and those attacks with that character. So, but he's a neat character. He just uses, like I said, he eats their feet, can morph and use their attacks, and you can change their attacks. And you have like his little wheel gunny, like that'll you have a certain stance, basically, kind of thing, and it'll like spin. And if you're on the right one, it'll do more damage. So basically, it kind of accents each other. So you want to try to get it like timing right. There's like this like green stance, and there's like a red and stuff like that. So you try to balance them. I haven't used them a lot yet, but
Just for that
pretty interesting
character,
character.
or did the other
Yeah, it's
characters
just for
kind of
that
do the same
character.
thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They all have their own unique fighting style, and that's what his is. And then I'm trying to think.
I can't remember, man. You didn't
Um,
get a Switch too, right? Or did you? I can't remember if you had one or not.
no,
Okay, you're just
no,
been
I
playing
did
your
not
Switch
pick
One,
one up.
right?
Yes.
So yeah, I would count. Yeah, I guess if there's not a lot of, like gotta wait for the next Mario game, right? Or the Donkey Kong uh game to come out. What's it? I forgot even what
Yeah,
the Donkey
yeah.
Kong game was called, but there was like a direct for just the Donkey Kong. I would think holiday, probably November, but that's just off the top of my head.
Yeah, yeah, I looked at maybe getting one, but then I was like, you know what, with me being on sick leave from work and stuff right now, I went ahead and just was like, I'm gonna wait, so since a whole lot of income isn't coming in. But yeah,
Yeah,
besides
'cause that's gonna
that,
be like
kind of
another
yeah, I played
500,
Expedition
$600
33.
drop, right?
Right, yeah. And then,
Yeah, that's gonna be a
after we pay
lot. You want
tax
the
and everything,
bundle,
we're not like Oregon, where we gotta pay tax over here.
right?
But
Yeah.
the other thing I've been playing, Gunny, we need to get on and play some Gran Turismo on the PS5. There's a way to play online. A lot of people, you have to go into sport mode on the top right corner,
Mhm.
and you can play online. That's pretty fun. I got into that a little bit more. You can do individual like lap timing, and so you can do like you're on there and you're by yourself. So it's a solo run, and it will rank your time in the world to other people's rank. And you can do as many laps as you want. Like you can keep improving your lap and stuff like that, or just stay out there and just keep trying. But then it'll post your lap time, and they have like a ranking system of how good your lap time was compared to other people in the world.
Yeah, I
So
was
that's
I was
kinda
just
neat.
surprised that like just doing like the challenges so far. Like I was like, huh, like none of my friends are popping up. Not even Mail, like it's not even popping up on there for some reason. Maybe I need to go into sport mode to actually
Yeah,
activate that.
it doesn't really do much when it comes to like what your friends have done or anything like that. Like, but when you go online, you can invite friends to play together, and you can do a couple other things. And so that's kind of the way to do it, I think. And you can make like private sessions or whatever. So we would have to
Yeah.
get together and do like a private session. But
Cool. Yeah, yeah. We gotta
besides
do that.
that, I
I've
mean, it's
owned
still
it
pretty much the
digitally, so
same old stuff here lately. Trying to think. I've been playing Expedition 33 in the living room with a controller, and then I did go back to Astrobot. I am almost done with that. I'm on the very last world, so I want to finish that and go back and collect all the last little random bots and try to beat all the special world stuff. So getting close to finishing that game. That's one of those games I can get in there and I play for a little bit, then I step away from it for a while.
yeah. I did
But
look at that, so I'll wait for a sale on that. I noticed it was at full price, like 60 or 70, whatever it was, on the PS5. So I just did like
yeah,
the playroom thing, which is different from the PS4 version, right? Which was VR, of course, where this one's not. So right, because if you
but
don't
yeah,
own the VR, it
that's
doesn't pop up. So yeah, but I saw it in there. I'm like, oh, I want to get that eventually. So hopefully, yeah, holiday.
You're gonna get a
Cool.
yeah. That's
VR
pretty
on
much all I've been
holiday?
playing. Jesus.
No, I'm just gonna play Astrobot.
Oh,
So
okay.
I will
Okay.
get it, but it's just at full price right now. So I'm gonna
That's
wait.
a. I might get a
Yeah,
VR on the
play the free
holiday.
demo for a little while. That's kind of like this in the game, but
Guys, I've been playing a lot of stuff. Okay, a lot of stuff.
Like
As you
what?
all know, a few weeks
Call of
ago,
Duty, Battlefield.
Super Earth was under attack in Helldivers 2, and I answered the call of duty. All right, Mayo, I answered my call of duty. As a Helldiver, I dove countless times and fought off the Illuminate. There was a lot of casualties, of course, but we were able to defeat them, push them back. And all those assholes are back, but they're like trying to fight back towards Super Earth again. And yeah, but for my valiant efforts, you got some pretty cool armor, like a new armor set that they gave to anyone who fought on the Super Earth campaign. Got this like special armor set, and you also got like a cool looking cape. It's like a cape with Super Earth on it, and it looks pretty dope. It's like all shiny and shit. So you got that. But I've been playing a lot of Helldivers, and lately Brink and Pigeon have been playing with me. And we've been having fun. I've been carrying them, of course, because they're like level 20 and 12. But yeah, I've
Yeah,
been kind of
that's like
showing them the
me.
ropes again. I've been trying to show them the ropes again because they're like, God damn, this game is so hard. I'm like, it really isn't that hard. Once you kind of get the hang of it and how to call shit in quickly, you kind of start kicking ass. You'll like it. Um, but yeah, pretty much now I have enough samples to upgrade my ship all the way. I have one last upgrade left. I just need the credits, like the currency to do it. And I need like I think like 8,000 more credits. It's just a few more missions. Um and I'll be able to upgrade my ship all the way, and I'll have all my ship upgraded. And then pretty much from there just start working on the battle passes, which I'm working on the Servants of Freedom right now. After that, I think I'm gonna get the last one that came out. Uh the Justice Enforcers or something like that. There's another one that came out before that too. They have one come out like every month. So yeah, I'm on the Servants of Freedom one right now. But yeah, I'm trying to get all that, and yeah, Helldivers 2 is a lot of fun, man. That game is fun because I could always get in there with randoms and not say one word to them, but like we all know what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like it's kind
Yeah,
of weird. Um, it's kind of cool though. Sometimes people do talk, sometimes they don't, because usually everyone has a mic. Because usually it's PC players and PS5 players, and if you're playing on PS5, you always have a mic because of the controller. You know, like it's It's yeah. Anyways, besides that though, I've been playing some other games, guys. I've been playing Until We Die, which is that little it's kind of like Kingdom Two Crowns, where you're on the subway station and you're trying to build walls and upgrade the base to defend against the mutants that come and attack at night. It's a lot like Kingdom Two Crowns or Kingdom Game or whatever, where you're going left and right and you're trying to upgrade the walls and upgrade the soldiers and do all that. Been playing a lot of that. I still keep failing, but I'm pretty close to figuring out how to beat it, like at least the normal level, the normal difficulty.
What is it?
Once
You said it's Kingdom Two Crowns, like, or a
No.
different game?
It's called Until We Die, but it's like Kingdom Two Crowns. It's the same gameplay style
Okay.
where you're running back and forth, left to right on the map, and you're trying to defend against the mutants at night or whatever, right? And then you're trying to collect resources, get scrap to upgrade your base, etc. It does get really hard though, and I've died by the stupidest ways, dude. Like so dumb, but I'm so close to beating it. Yeah, because I think the normal game you have to survive 28 days, and then if you survive 28 days, you beat the game. I want to do that. Then I want to move to seasoned and then nightmare mode to see how that goes. See what I unlock with that. But yeah. But the biggest thing that I did this week is I bought something, and I bought it. I bought it because I know Death Stranding 2 is coming out, guys. And I know that like I have my monitor, my PS5 connected to my monitor, and I want to play this game away from my monitor when I'm not at my monitor or my PC. And that is, I got myself a PS Portal. Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I went and I bought one the other day. I got the black one, which is nice. So yeah, I got the PS Portal, man, and I gotta say, honestly, I am very impressed with how comfortable this thing is in my hands. Because it's like,
Yeah, hold it up so I can see it. Jesus, I've never actually seen one like. I mean, besides videos, yeah.
like the handles are just like a PS controller, so when you hold it, it's very like comfortable in your hands, dude. And like the screen, the way it sits, a little bit lower, not high. You know what I mean? Like it goes down, not up. It's pretty comfortable, dude. And the only downside to this PS Portal though is it doesn't have Bluetooth support. So like it's that's a weird thing, right? Like they don't
What would
have
you? What? Yeah, but what would be? I mean,
for headphones.
Oh, I guess for headphones. Yeah. All right, or earbuds.
You gotta
or
have like
something.
those special Sony headphones, right?
Yes, you do. You gotta buy those special Sony. You either gotta have the Pulse 3D headset, which is the big one, the 3D one that's wireless that can connect to this, or you gotta buy those little earbuds from PlayStation that are 200 to be able to wirelessly connect to this. Which to me is kind of like a ripoff. You know, it's like, why is that a thing? Fortunately, though, it does have a headphone jack. Has a headphone jack back here in the back, like right here.
Yeah.
In
Okay,
the
it's
back
kind
of
of
the
hidden back
screen.
there.
Yeah, that's where the USB-C is too, where you charge it. And
So you
but
can
yeah,
hook up
man.
some like hobo little, I guess aux little earbuds
Yeah.
or what?
Yeah, you connect some earbuds in there and use that, I guess, or like my headphones that I have now on. I guess I can use them with it. Which I guess will work, right? I guess it'll work. But
I would hope. I mean, if they're stereo, it's going to work both channels.
I wish it was wireless. I wish I could connect the wireless, like my AirPods to it or something, you know, like just make it easy. But it's not like that's not the case.
We're kind of in the wireless stage with headphones nowadays. I don't know what they were. Yeah, but that's Sony for you, man. You got to.
That's Sony. That's Sony trying to sell you those $200 earbuds is what it is. Because you know how many times I've looked at those things in the last few days? A lot. And I still haven't pulled the trigger because I'm not convinced these things are worth $200. that
Yeah.
like I need them.
Right,
I rather use,
especially if they don't connect to your phone and then it's only got one use, right? It's only going
well,
to work
no,
either on the console or the portal.
they do connect to your phone. So the cool thing is about them is that you can connect them to your PS5, your PS Portal, but you can also connect them to your phone at the same time. So like you can have a phone call come in through your phone while you're playing a game and still hear the game and hear the phone call at the same time, which is really weird, right? Like, but yeah, they do that. Um, but yeah, I still don't think I want them. So yeah, but
How much
I'm
was it? It was 300 for the portal?
no 200, but I got it for 180 with my discount.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, so I got it for 180, which
No
isn't
tax.
terrible. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, 179.99, which isn't terrible. Um, but yeah, I'm excited, and I love the screen on this thing. It looks nice. It's only 1080p, and it's an LCD screen. But it looks nice. And it connects to the PS5 pretty quickly. Like I can turn on the portal and just turn on my PS5 from it, and it'll automatically connect to it. Now, the one thing that I did notice is that PS Portal does support cloud gaming now too, and that's directly to the portal without turning on the PS5. But to have that feature enabled, you have to have a premium subscription to the PS Plus, because that's
Okay.
the only one that gives you the cloud gaming, which
Yes.
is like
Yes.
that's kind of lame. But I might upgrade to it to check it out and see what that's like. Um, but yeah, and Mayo just I think he had to take off. Something's wrong with his connection. Maybe he'll be back. We'll see.
He's going red.
But yeah, I'm excited though, dude. That like fucking yeah. I don't know what the issue with Mayo was, but yeah, he
Yeah, I
might be
thought I
back.
thought okay, I thought it was like so real quick, Jesus. So I was messing with my cords today. And so
Yeah.
on my router, like it kept falling over because I was trying to just kind of make everything neat and organized, and it probably fell over about like just on the table that it was on like 3 times. So when I was cutting out and going buggy, and then the wife and kid are like coming in going, "What's going on with the internet?" I was thinking, "Uh-oh." I was like, I bet the power cord it probably just popped out. But I don't know. Mayo's having the same issue, so it's weird.
It's really weird. There's something wrong with the internet tonight, guys. I don't know.
Yeah, I've got MediaCom. He's got something 2,000 miles away, so I don't know.
But yeah, man. So I bought the portal, and I'm gonna hopefully use it to play some games. Yeah, excited.
Yeah, sweet. Play it in a different room. That's cool. So, and the other thing I like about it, I remember when they first announced it was, hey, especially if you've got kids, right? And I guess they can play they can watch a movie while you play a game, right? As long as the PS5's on, or I don't know.
It's pretty much a screen for your PS5 is what it is. And you could even use it away from home. So like if you go somewhere and you have Wi-Fi there, you can connect it to that Wi-Fi, and you're able to if the connection is stable enough, you're able to play your PS5 from home from like a distance away, like from another location. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I think
So
we had
that's
Jay
kind of
on. I
neat.
asked him that question because I just was not sure. I was like, does it have to be on the same network or whatever? Like you have to be near your house or at your house or whatever,
Yeah.
but apparently not. That's cool. I would think, that kind of defeat the purpose, right?
Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for Death Stranding. I'm so excited for Death Stranding. That's the game I'm so looking forward to. Yeah, that I just been preparing myself. I actually have the next 3 days off of work, and I'm gonna use that to play some Death Stranding for sure. Play a lot of that this week, hopefully.
Yeah, nice. So you got the special edition that starts tomorrow, and then the regular comes out Friday,
Thursday.
I believe. Thursday. Okay.
Thursday, which is a weird release day, right? Because usually games come out on Tuesday. Early access usually is on Friday, but this time they did it where the special edition comes out Tuesday and the other one comes out Thursday, which is weird. Like, I don't know. I bought the deluxe edition, of course. Uh, so yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that. I also ordered the controller.
Yeah, I saw that again yesterday on Twitter X, and I was like, "Oh, it's so nice looking. That is
Yeah,
a
I
cool
did.
looking controller."
I did order the controller, but I don't know where.
Through Amazon or
No, I ordered it to the PlayStation website.
okay. Oh, right. They're not doing a lot of PS5 stuff these days.
Yeah, so I bought the Death Stranding controller. So
Nice, man. That's a badass looking controller. I saw it the other day that somebody was promoting that thing. Looks so cool.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm on the fence, Jesus. I'm on the fence, man. Do I get PS Plus, play a variety of games, or like what do I do with that $110 I got left? You know, like yeah. What do I buy? I should buy fucking Death Stranding too. That's what I should do. Oh,
The
and
first one is so good, dude.
yeah, and I saw a lot of people playing it on Twitch, and all the numbers are up, and all the reviews are out for Death Stranding 2, and it, of course, it got all high remarks. It's 4s out of 5s, it's 9s out of 10s, and everything's amazing. So
Yeah,
no, I don't think anybody gave it a bad score.
I'm looking at Metacritic right now, and it has 96% positive, 4
Wow.
mixed reviews.
Wow, that's super high. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
rare to get a 96. So we'll see back in another week, but I cannot see that thing going down. I think it's going to stay really high.
See, I'm trying to look for the bad reviews, see what gave him a bad review. One of the worst one is by a website called Restart Run, which says Death Stranding 2 is a game that pulls from the same playbook as the original, one that wants you to know it was made by the creator of Metal Gear Solid. It doesn't use its 55-hour runtime to pull on the threads that are interesting about the world. Instead, its focus on combat and retreading similar ground gets tiring fast. There are moments of something special here, but they can't shine past their own shadows. And then IGN France said, Death Stranding 2 isn't a bad game. It's a beautiful game, but it disappoints precisely where the first one was astonishing by leveling out the difficulty, rendering the journey anodyne, watering down what made the original game a tough, unforgettable experience. Here, Kojima seems to have given into the temptation of comfort and past criticism, delivering a game that is more accessible but less meaningful, far from extending his vision. On the Beach seems to mark his running out of steam. Wow. That's what
Damn,
IGN
that's not a good
France.
review. Yeah.
That's what IGN France said about it.
Fuck the Frenchies. They don't know what they're talking about.
But then, let's look at the first review here on the top. First review on the top says Death Stranding 2 is a massive achievement for Hideo Kojima and Kojima Productions. It elevates nearly everything that made the original such a unique experience. It streamlines the majority of its systems to make them more palatable. It's drop dead gorgeous and introduces enough new mechanics to feel fresh while never alienating what makes the franchise so special. Death Stranding 2 is undoubtedly one of the best games of the year and well worth the agonizing 6-year wait. This is a game that will be in my rotation for hundreds of more hours. From start to finish, it blew me away. Keep on keeping on.
Yeah, it sounds like if you really, really enjoyed the first one and you love it, we were entertained, you're gonna love the second one.
I'm gonna love it. I think I'm gonna love it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and I bought the controller, the Bridges controller. It looks cool, man. I thought the controller looked pretty cool. I was like, I gotta get me I'm such a fan of the game. I need the controller, bro. Yeah. Yeah. But that's really all I've been playing, man. On my Steam Deck, I've been playing some other little shit here and there.
Yeah,
But
I got something to say about that real quick. You just reminded me.
what's that?
So okay, so once in a while, like the other day, might have been even yesterday, I fired up Assassin's Creed Shadows on the Steam Deck, right? So then, because I'm not gonna, like again, I know, guys, everybody listen. Good, you got that on the big gaming PC. You can just go play it on there. I can, and I do, but okay, like Steam Deck is verified. But damn, Jesus, I swear I cannot fucking play that game in 30 FPS. Like, cause it like, yeah, like it'll dip a little bit, like even in the beginning, but and then I just can't stand it, man. When it goes even below 30, it just like it just takes you out of that experience for some reason. Like,
Yeah.
if it goes from 30 to 20 or something, I'm like, stop, no, this is terrible. Go back to at least 30 so I can, yeah. So it's it's just shit or whatever. Like, I don't know. It just ruins it for me for some reason. So yeah, it's gotta be, man, it's gotta be 60, So especially on a screen that small. But if I'm playing Brotato or any other, Binding of Isaac or any of these other little arcadey games, perfectly fine. Yeah, it's a great device to play a lot of those on. And yeah, no way am I going to go download those fucking like whatever mods or whatever little programs to get it up past 30. So I'm kind of over that shit with the Steam Deck. So yeah, but that's okay. I didn't go in expecting to play a lot of AAA games on the Steam Deck anyway. So I'm cool with that. I'm cool with my little indie games.
Yeah, same here. But yeah, man, that's all I've really been playing. I guess it's time to get into some news time.
It
It's
is.
news time.
Beep, 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 beep. News.
All right. Well, we know that in the last few weeks, Mind's Eye finally came out.
Oh, wait, did you ever buy that? You didn't talk about it.
No, I did not buy it because I saw the reviews and I'm like, no, thank you. I'm staying far away from that game. Build a Rocket Boy, the developers behind the recently released Mind's Eye, have reportedly begun a redundancy process following the game's disastrous launch. That's according to IGN sources who say that the studio could see over 100 affected during the redundancy process. Although the studio has not provided an exact figure, the redundancy number has been speculated upon due to a 45-day consultation process that begins on June 23rd. Today, actually. According to UK law, the consultation process is triggered when an employer intends to lay off at least 100 people. Build a Rocket Boy currently has around 500 employees, 300 from the UK, and another 200 overseas. Build a Rocket Boy LinkedIn profile currently says that 448 people work for the company. Mind's Eye released for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and X, and PC on June 10th and became the worst rated game in 2025 on Metacritic. Wow. Mind's Eye has secured a critic score of 43, Gunny, 43. That's a critic score. And the
Damn.
user score sits at 2.4 out of 10. Social media was flooded with videos and screenshots of the game's bad performance and general bug issues, painting the game as a pre-alpha. But no, the game was fully launched, and its issues prompted Build a Rocket Boy and Mind's Eye publisher IO Interactive to pull sponsored streams. In addition, the publisher notified the media that the codes were extremely limited and could not be provided to many outlets. That being said, it seemed like the game hasn't sold very well, and now the developer is likely to have massive layoffs in the coming months. For what this means for Build a Rocket Boy's second game, Everywhere, that's what it's called Everywhere, which was intended to release in 2023, but has seen multiple delays, now remains to be seen. What do you think of Mind's Eye, Gunny? What do you think of
Oh.
Everywhere? Is it going to have a release?
Yeah.
Is Everywhere ever going to release? I don't think so. I don't know.
Wait, what's Everywhere? What is that again? What's the Everywhere thing?
It's a game by Build a Rocket Boy.
Oh, this is a separate game, right? Or something?
So yeah, Everywhere is a gameplay. Let's see here. It's an upcoming massive multiplayer online game with an integrated game creation system developed by Build a Rocket Boy. It says here,
I did see that Summer Game Fest, I think.
Players start in the city of Eutropia, where they access different experiences, such as biomes surrounding the city with different game modes, user-generated environments called arcs. And then each of these experiences can be accessed via portals in Eutropia City or the Everywhere menu. Everywhere is set in an open world made up of Eutropia City and 4 biomes. While Eutropia is a safe zone, the biomes have PvP and PvE elements. There are four game modes known as districts, which is the racing district, the entertainment district, the combat district, and uh, a place called Arcadia.
Yeah, cool. I think I saw the trailer. It looked pretty cool. It was either at the Xbox Game Showcase or the PC Showcase or one of the others. But going back to Mind's Eye, Jesus, I knew I didn't have any interest or of course it was like I kind of knew like it wasn't there was a previous game, right, where everybody got refunds and they shut everything down. It was a smaller studio, but that was more of a
Marathon, was it that Sony had fucking layoffs?
Yeah, it was before Marathon. Like it was a different thing where that game was a complete scam. But I'm not saying this is, I don't know. I mean, okay. But let me just read this really quick. I'm just kind of going off of Steam. And as you know, I listen to a lot of video game podcasts. There was a gentleman from could have been Giant Bombcast or one of these outlets, right? Where I feel like he was like the only one that kind of fucking nailed down what this game actually is but just reading here from Steam, right? It is mostly negative, right? Where it says, I'm getting a refund due to severe, false advertising. I gave the game more than a fair chance, but it doesn't come close to remotely what they promised. The marketing around the game was dishonest, and I feel completely misled as a customer. Let's talk about the multiplayer. It doesn't work. There is no multiplayer. There's no functioning multiplayer mode, no working lobbies with created worlds, and no proper matchmaking to get you there. So yeah, I'll just stop there. The guy goes on and on, right? So, okay, so going back to the guy from, I think it might have been from Giant Bomb or what have you, and he was saying that he goes, yeah, but I kind of went into the game knowing that there was no multiplayer or whatever. Like he said, yeah, like after the campaign, I don't know if it was 7 or 8 hours or whatever, 17 fucking hours, whatever the fuck it was. He goes, yeah, it was like an enjoyable experience, but he said, yeah, you can go into the multiplayer world and just be by yourself, right? Like, and hopefully he's like, yeah, one day, I don't know, like I haven't even checked. He's just like, when the hell they're actually gonna, add that functionality to the game. So yeah, so that's why I'm like, okay, all right. So I guess if I know ahead of time that that's not there, right? So that tells me like, hey, get that game down to a discount, $30, and I probably will enjoy the single player part of it, and I'd probably give it a decent review for what it actually is at that time, like, I don't know, people do your research a little bit better, kind of like you did, Jesus, where you're like, yeah, like I'm going to wait and see what reviews show. But, yeah, and I'm not a big multiplayer, get in there and play with everybody GTA style stuff anyway. So I'll do the single player stuff. So yeah, but I don't know if enough of the community gets in there and says, "Hey, you need to join the multiplayer stuff, and we need to free roam around." Then yeah, fucking A, let's do it. But yeah, that's kind of my assessment of Mind's Eye. But yeah, and I keep hearing about that Everywhere game a lot. So people keep bringing it up. I guess.
Yeah.
Find out.
Yeah, they're gonna be laying off a lot of people. They have a statement that they released today. They said, we can confirm that we have had to make the painful decision to notify our hardworking team of some internal changes at Build a Rocket Boy Studio. While we are working to reassign roles for as many of those impacted by these changes as possible, sadly, we are initiating a formal consultation process that may result in redundancies. This decision has not been made lightly, and we are committed to handling this process with transparency, fairness, and respect for all employees. We will provide further details to the team over the coming weeks. The launch of Mind's Eye has been a significant milestone for Build a Rocket Boy, but we know that we still have a lot more to do to grow our community in the coming years. The challenges we face have only strengthened our resolve. And while we are deeply saddened by today's decision and thankful to our incredible team, this shift allows us to focus on delivering ongoing updates and performance optimization for Mind's Eye, while also ensuring the long-term success of Build a Rocket Boy's future ambitions. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's look at the Gunny, what we always do on this show. We always like to see what the actual player count is of people played Mind's Eye on Steam.
Yeah, and we used to do
And
that a lot more back in the day.
And I'm going to Steam Charts right now. In the last 24 hours, Gunny, what do you think the peak player count was for Mind's Eye?
Oh, you know what? I saw it the other day too. So 525, I think.
You're way off. Way
It
off.
wasn't that, okay.
It was in the last 24 hours, they only had a peak of 99 players.
Damn. Wow.
How many players do you think are playing the game right now, Gunny, on Steam?
Let's see here. I'm gonna say
Let me tell you something, Gunny. There's a lot more people listening to this podcast than what is playing this game right now live on the show. What do you think it is, that number?
Can we at least add in the Xbox and bring it up to a total of 58? I didn't see any of my friends playing this game. But.
It's bad. The players right now worldwide on Steam is 55.
Whoa, I was close. I was super close.
Oh my God, that is insane. There's 55 people playing this game right now in the world, Gunny, in the fucking world.
Who published this game? Do you know? Like, did they self-publish as well? IO did. Yeah,
IO
they're
Interactive.
A fairly big publisher as well. So
yeah, they publish Hitman and shit.
But yeah, Sony, but still, yeah.
Oh my God! 13 days ago, when the game launched on June 10th, they only had a peak of 3,302 players.
Yeah, no wonder they're gonna have layoffs.
Yeah. That's so bad, dude. That is bad.
Yeah, so then, I mean, there was a lot of stuff like, I'd watch various little YouTube videos about, they're not giving out review copies and that's kind of suspect, and I was like, yeah, I mean, that's where I kind of raised my eyebrows. I was like, that's not good, right? And then there was a couple famous YouTubers on there that do like reviews. One of them, I can't think of his name offhand, but yeah, he was like, oh yeah, we all went to. I think I mentioned this on the show. Like we all went to the event, and it was like a predetermined thing where, we can only play one small section, and then or it was the fucking devs. The devs got to play, the specific section of the game. So, they couldn't answer a lot of their questions, right? And probably a lot of it related to the online multiplayer part of it. So, yeah. They probably didn't want that to be known, right? That you can't play the multiplayer yet, or the open world. So I don't know, Jesus. What do they do? Do they scratch the multiplayer at this point due to layoffs,
or
what? Do they open shit and get it to work?
I think they just need to get rid of the game. Just kill it.
Yeah. Like I think it's out now. We're at that point now where they're gonna have to pay for online servers and all this other stuff. Yeah, I don't think it's got legs.
They just need one server to support their player count.
Right? Yeah. Just to show that they're online. Yeah.
One server to play. Oh, that's so bad, dude. Wow. I'm just shocked.
So do you think that's I didn't look into it. Do you think it's false advertising, it's a scam, or I don't have enough information to say that it is or isn't? I don't know what they
It
promised.
is, yeah, because the videos seem kind of weird. I think they did show gameplay in the trailer, so I don't think it's false marketing. I just think that it's not a good game. Um, put it this way: if this game was an EA game or an Xbox game, they would be shutting down the game servers right now. EA would be like, "Yeah, we're done. Fuck this. No, we're done. We're not supporting this shit."
Right.
Like EA would be shutting down the servers so quick on this. If this was the Sony game like Marathon, they would be shutting it down right quick, like hella quick. They'd be like, "Nope, we're getting rid of this shit, issuing refunds and calling it a day. Fuck this game."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know how they're gonna make their money back. They're not, obviously. I mean, rumor has it they sold 4 million copies on the first week. I wonder how many of those got refunded. I know that Xbox and PlayStation don't issue refunds like Steam does, but I wonder how many of those players were on Steam, how many got refunded, and all that. I guess 3,000 of those were on Steam. I guess a lot of the console players got duped,
Yeah.
but whatever. In other news, there's a man accused of stealing $10,000 worth of Switch games from libraries, Gunny. That's right. A
The
man
library. Who goes to the library? I guess to steal Switch games, not to read books.
A man has been arrested after police say he stole more than $10,000. That's a lot of money. Worth of Nintendo Switch games from multiple public libraries in Northern California. The Marin County Sheriff's Office posted on their Facebook page that they arrested 45-year-old Oakland man Jamal Reed Ubafumi on June 17th, alleging that he was connected to a string of at least 7 different burglaries of Marin County libraries. Police say the man stole around $10,000 worth of video games for Switch between April and June of 2025 from various area library branches. According to police, he now faces 12 felony charges, which include multiple counts of burglary and committing a felony while out on bail. Our libraries are pillars of the community and must be safeguarded for everyone to enjoy, the Sheriff's Department wrote in the post. The 7 libraries that had Switch game stolen were not named, but the Marin County Free Library list they list about 200 Switch games available to borrow. It is also unknown whether or not any of the games were recovered. This is just a report of the latest Switch heist, because another one happened a week ago on June 18th on my birthday.
Colorado.
A semi-truck driver reported the theft on June 8th at a truck stop in Bennett, Colorado. The driver told police that he discovered the missing Switch 2 boxes while performing a pre-trip inspection. Police determined that 2,810 Switch 2 consoles were taken. They retail at $500. That cost Nintendo just over $410, said the sheriff's office. So either way you look at it, it's well over $1 million worth of merchandise stolen.
1.2 million. That's insane.
That is. I'm looking at the fucking photo of the semi truck. They literally just broke into the semi truck and fucking took the pallets out of there. Just fucking started cutting the pallet. Like, they only took half the truck too, not all of it.
Yeah. I noticed. Maybe that's all they could fill. Like, they just showed the back of the truck.
Yeah.
So I wonder, was it all Nintendo Switches, or it looks like they just took portion of the pallet, but still they probably got
a lot of them.
Yeah, they probably got a full pallet plus.
No, they got like at least a few pallets. They got like at least 2, 4, 6. Look like they got at least 12 pallets worth out of the trailer.
They must have went to the U-Haul, grabbed a fucking bobtail.
And if that's a 54-foot trailer, that holds about 30 pallets. That's how many we load onto a truck.
Yep.
So they took about 12 of them. So about half the truck is gone. That's a lot of Switches, dude.
Do you think
Oh.
like he was followed, or they were just looking to steal whatever was in the back of that truck while at a truck stop or wherever?
I have no clue. Like, how would they know that the switches were in there? You know. I wonder if it was
Yeah,
an inside. I wonder if it was an inside tip.
yeah, like
Like,
this is Bob, the
hey,
truck driver. He
hey
likes to go to
man,
the truck stop and
no, hey man,
yeah.
man. I'll let you know when we load the switches onto the truck. I'll let you know what truck it is.
Yeah, what trailer is, number.
Yeah, hey, this is the trailer number. Just follow it, and then follow this truck around.
When he goes in to get his shower and his biscuits and gravy, go and grab it.
Yeah, go and grab it. Yeah, and then have someone distract him in the gas station, asking him questions.
Yeah,
Hey,
buy him breakfast. Yep.
Hey, bro, what do you think about this trucker headset? Should I buy this one or this one? Which one do you use? I use this trucker set. I like that one myself. Yeah, I think that was an inside job, dude. Ain't no way. Whoever loaded them switches had to have told the people
Yeah.
who stole them what truck it was on. Because these trailers that usually transport this shit are unmarked. You know, like that they don't have anything on the truck. It doesn't say, it doesn't have a big ass banner on the side of the truck that says Nintendo truck. This is a Nintendo semi truck. Like, no, they don't have anything on the side of the truck. They're usually like a blank white truck. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and
don't
then
know.
just some independent truck driver from whatever, a small company or a large company with a plain trailer.
Yeah. Yeah, so who knows? I think it was an inside tip. That's what I think. If I was a sheriff's office, I'd be going to that fucking the place they loaded these fucking trucks at. I'd be like, all right, who were the people loading this truck? And who the fuck do you know that has a lot of switches for sale right now?
Yeah, and then like, hey, I bet you one of the warehouse workers was like taking photos of the trailer. So you can look at the surveillance camera.
Yeah, see who took a photo of the truck or who was writing a note down or something, you know, like, hey, the truck has this number or whatever. Yeah, I guarantee that's how they could catch him, right?
Yep.
Go
yeah,
and look,
but you figure, by that point, like they're going to be, whatever, put in jail for a little bit. But then, recovery of switches, I doubt it. They're all been sold on eBay and other black market sites.
$1 million worth of switches. God damn, that's a lot of money.
God, they're probably sitting in somebody's fucking
garage.
it's in a garage somewhere.
He doesn't know what to do with them. He's like, fuck, no one's buying my switches. What do I do with all this shit?
Well, then if they've got, so here's the thing too, right? So Nintendo, like, so if they've got like the serial numbers, they probably won't work online, would they?
They wouldn't. No, because Nintendo has, like, the new Switch has to have a software update to work at all.
Yeah, I think it's like a day one thing, right?
And they can break those. I think they can break all of those. So I feel bad for the people that buy these, like on Facebook or whatever, or eBay or wherever the fuck they buy them from, Craigslist and shit. And then they end up getting thinking, oh yeah, I got a good deal on the Switch. I got a Switch 2 for whatever, $50 off or whatever. And then they get home and they realize this shit doesn't work at all. Why doesn't it connect to anything? Why is it telling me it's stolen? What the fuck?
Yeah.
This Switch has been reported as stolen.
Device.
Please return this to your nearest police department.
You go down there to try and get a refund. They're like, yeah,
fuck you. Yeah, like, fuck you. You bought it on Facebook Marketplace. Can't get a refund.
Yeah.
In other news,
we'll take your name and driver's license number, for the records.
In other news, Clear Obscure Expedition 33 until now held the highest rated score on GameSpot's sister site, Metacritic. But it has been dethroned by the Switch 2 upgrades for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Says here, Tears of the Kingdom now holds the top spot with a score of 95, while Breath of the Wild matches Expedition 33 with a score of 93. So there's that. Fucking Nintendo fanboys had to go and do it again, huh?
Yep.
And in other news,
Steal my thunder, my Xbox thunder.
In other news, the pre-release build of PS5's Axe game Concord have leaked. That's right. A development build of Sony Interactive Studios and Firewalk Studios' ill-fated Concord has been leaked. The build, which is named FW Chaos, was uploaded over the weekend and claims to have a build date of November 14, 2023. If the date is accurate, it means the build was compiled 9 months before the game's launch in August of 2024. It says, loading the game displays a login screen that cannot be bypassed. However, the build's uploader has also included an .ini file, which enables a developer menu, which is applied. The game looks directly to select a free gunner screen. From here, it appears the player can go no further because there are no free gunners that appear on the screen, meaning nobody can be selected. It is at least possible, however, to enter a pause screen, and from there access the main menu where numerous menus can be viewed. This includes a partially completed galactic guide, which provides information on the galaxy's various planets, a crew section where the information on the game's 16 playable characters and their variant outfits can be found. It also includes a job board and a store option, which doesn't do anything as well. There's a settings menu containing developer options such as developer matchmaking and a style guide for the game's various fonts. It says here, given the game's online requirements, however, it doesn't currently seem that it's possible to get beyond these screens or choose a free gunner to play at the game at all. Meaning that unless the enthusiasts find a way to get the build running in a proper game, these unfinished menus are all the build provides. So this year, just 2 weeks after it was released last August, Sony announced plans to take Concord offline, pull the game from sale, and offer refunds to all players who bought it, citing a poor reception from players. That's what Mind's Eye should do. At the time,
I think we'll hear from them soon. Yeah.
At the time, Sony said it would explore the possibility of bringing the game back in a revised form. However, a month later, PlayStation Studio CEO Herman Holtz confirmed that the company had decided to not move forward with the title. So this year, the developer, Firewalk Studios, was closed, saying that Sony would work on finding placement for some of those impacted within the global community of studios where possible. So this year, Firewalk was founded in 2018 and was acquired by Sony in 2023. Concord was their debut game, and it was reportedly in development for 8 years. And on Metacritic, it was sitting at a 62 for a PS5 and 65 for PC.
Yeah, and the reason I put that article in there, Jesus, is because I thought, do you think there's, well, yeah, I mean, you're not a developer, but I was thinking, like, I wonder if there's enough groundwork in here for some independent dev / enthusiast modder just from 8 months from now. Like, guess what I did, guys? I put in some fucking like generic gun runners or whatever they're called, and you could actually play this game on itch.io or some fucking weird website,
I don't
know
know,
what I'm
man.
saying? Like, I thought,
I don't think
there.
they would be able to, because I think Sony still owns the IP, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's true. They would shut them down in a second, right? If they brought it. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
In other news, the rising cost of video games is a common concern among those who play them. Witness, for instance, the upset over the prospect of an $80 Borderlands 4. But what if you think games don't cost enough? What if you, the concerned consumer, want to pay more, Gunny? You can now do that on GOG, which has implemented a new system that enables users to donate to the site like it's a charity or something. The donation system, brought to our attention by Reddit, it's really quite simple. When you go to pay for your purchase, a separate window gives you the option to kick in a little extra. So there's presets amounts or whatever you feel like paying. Keep game preservation alive, it says. Video game preservation is an ongoing effort. Any additional amount you add to this order helps to fund fixes, ports, and DRM-free releases. The donations are tied to GOG's preservation program, which aims to keep old games running on new hardware, even when they're no longer supported by the original developers. But the option to pay extra applies to new games as well as old games. So, yeah. Says here, this past year, we brought more iconic classics back to life than ever before, and we estimate that tens of thousands of games risk vanishing unless someone does the licensing, engineering, QA, and long-term maintenance, a GOG representative told PC Gamers. Those costs entirely sit with us. Rather than raise the prices for everyone, we're giving the fringe of players who care about preservation a simple way to chip in. The whole amount goes directly to GOG. There's no publisher split. So there's that.
I think that's okay so far from what you said. I think, yeah, I don't go on GNG a lot, but the Game Over Galaxy or whatever the fuck it's called. But yeah, I think that's okay. I think I'm okay with a lot of these smaller little publisher developer people, throwing them a couple extra bones, But it's crazy. Like if we ever saw, what would you do, Jesus, if EA comes out and you're like, "I want to play the next Star Wars game," and then they want another $10 tip on top of it or whatever? Like, yeah, I don't know.
Are we gonna start tipping the developers?
That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? Like,
Like the,
yeah,
you,
their pizza fund or something. Their night out Applebee's fund or some bullshit.
you buy a game on Xbox or PlayStation, and the guy pops up. He's like, "Oh, you like this game? It looks cool, huh? Yeah, this Stranding looks cool."
I made this game.
Hold on. We got a quick question for you, and they flip the tablet over, and there's a tip screen.
Yeah, right. Kind of like a tip screen at a vending machine,
It's
what?
It's like a tip screen at a fucking Starbucks or something. The guy's like, "Oh, hold on, just got a quick question for you. Go ahead and answer that for us."
Fill out that survey and
do you when they do that to you at a restaurant, Gunny, or like when you go somewhere, right? So you go to like Dutch Bros or Starbucks or whatever to get your coffee or whatever the fuck, right? You order your food, you get your stuff, and then like, do you feel awkward when they always tell you like, "All right, how are you gonna pay?" And then you give them your card, and then like they stick their hand out, you put the card in the little machine reader or whatever, or you tap to pay or whatever, and then like, "Oh, go ahead and hit enter," and then it's gonna ask you a quick question. Do you always feel awkward when they do that? Like it's gonna ask me a quick question, and then it says percentage 15%, 20%, 25%, or whatever. Like, what the fuck? Like, and then you also have like the button all the way to the side that says like no tip. And, like,
right.
You're trying to like you're like you're gonna go to press it, but then the guy looks at you kind of weird, and you're like, "Oh fuck!" Like oh man, like fuck, dude, what do I press? Like
yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like, because there's different situations. So, for example, if we go to Black Bear Diner, right? I think you always pay up front. So you feel like you've got that screen facing towards you. Okay, so me and the wife, I think we've got two rules, right? So there's two things. If we sit down and you're bringing us the food, yeah, I think 15% is fine, right? I think we do the 15%. You know what I mean? You're bringing me food, you're bringing me drinks or whatever. Starbucks, that's a little different. If I have to stand there or whatever, and you pour the drink and warm up my egg bites or whatever, I usually don't give a tip. I'm usually about a no on that one, no tip at all. So if I got change in my pocket, it's going to the homeless guy sitting out front. But but yeah, I know what you mean. If we went to this restaurant, trying to think, it was recently where, yeah, they come to your table, right? And it says exactly what you said, Jesus. Like, it's going to ask you a quick question on there, and they're holding that machine down there and just staring you down, like, yeah, what are you going to put, right? Like, yeah, well, I was going to do 15%, or whatever, yeah. Like, he's just, he or she is just watching you the whole time, what you're writing on there.
I feel weird when I go to like I hate it when they do it at fast food places. Like I go to like here they have like these places called Burgerville, right? It's like a Pacific Northwest, it's like a local, like it's not like a organic food. It kind of is like like a locally sourced fast food burger place, right? Like they have like Oregon shakes and like Tillamook fucking shit or whatever, and like all that shit, right? Like locally fed fucking cows and shit. We used to get our meat or
Use
whatever.
corn-fed beef, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that bullshit, right? So you go there, right? You order their food, which is not really cheap, right? Like you can literally order like a combo, and you're spending like $15 easily, maybe more on like a combo or whatever. It's not cheap. And then you get to the window, and then like, I'm just going through drive-through, and then like they want me to tip. It's like, what? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tip you, bro. Like no, you're getting paid by the hour to like serve food to people. Like, no, like I'm not tipping you, man. Like McDonald's workers don't ask me for tips. Why should you ask me for a tip? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think Burger King. Okay, I guess the ones that are, that are independent, where let's say Muhammad owns 7 locations or whatever, right? I figured this out, Jesus. I figured out what's going on here. So a lot of this is really just employer based, right? And I think that Starbucks does the same thing, and there's a few other chains out there that do it, that entice the employee to come work there, right? To say, hey, you come work here, and see what we put on there. We put 15, 25, 30%. You can make up to 30% if you come work here, right? So it's not really on the worker. So, but yeah, you're still not getting a tip from me if I'm at Starbucks and I have to stand there and wait for the food, right? So yeah, same thing at like what is it, like fucking one of the donut places or whatever, or even Habit Grill, like, no, we're all just kind of standing around, waiting. So yeah, even though you guys are working hard, you're getting paid, but you're not bringing it to my table, no tip. So yep.
Yeah, it's weird. In other news, the people who brought you Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Star Fox 64 to the PC have now managed to break and bring Mario Kart 64 to the PC. That's right, you can play Mario Kart 64 on your PC. It's called Spaghetti Kart, but you have to provide your own copy, your own legally owned copy of Mario Kart 64 to be able to play it on your PC. So yeah, apparently it runs pretty decently. Crashes every once in a while, but they're still working on it. And but yeah, apparently the reason these guys can do this is because they're not telling you to download the game illegally. They're telling you to get it legally, and then you can play Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Star Fox 64, and now Mario Kart 64 on your PC. It's called Spaghetti Kart, I guess.
Yeah. What was it? I think it was on GitHub or whatever. Some of the files are on the GitHub website.
I'm looking at them right now. It's all the files are here on GitHub.
And I think we also mentioned, and of course I hear it in different various ways through YouTube and other places. So if you are if you're using one of those big flash cartridges, Nintendo will take your Switch 2 offline. I think we mentioned that before.
Yeah.
So don't do it, people. Yeah, we'll see how long this stays up on GitHub. So I don't know. They said that Nintendo can do about it, but I don't know. You don't know Nintendo, man. You don't know the lawyers they got.
Well, apparently they can't do nothing about it because they're not telling you to download the game illegally. They're just telling you, like, you can play it here if you want to, if you have a copy of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So technically, they really can't. It's like they're just saying, like, yeah, look, we kind of have like a thing that can play these 64 games. Like, go ahead and play them.
I mean, I looked at that thing. I'm like, okay, that's for the enthusiast right there. That's going to be people playing it on their retro handheld Switch. I mean, Steam Deck, whatever. So yeah, running it through Java or not Java, but what the hell am I thinking of? Whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Says here, on other news, PlayStation's official website has actually revealed Monster Hunter Wilds Title 2 update, which is planned to showcase on June 26th. Says here, the premature listing confirmed returning monsters, new gameplay mechanics, and cosmetic items, all set to launch in the free update on June 30th. At the center of Monster Hunter Wilds 2 or Monster Hunter Wilds Title Update 2 is the long anticipated return of Lagiacrus, a fan favorite monster first introduced in the third generation of the series. It says here, in addition to these, another guy named Seregios, which is another creature from earlier titles. It also introduces Arc-Tempered Uth Duna, which is a powered-up version of the Apex Predator from Scarlet Forest. Blah, 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 blah. New Gamma variant armor set. Layered weapons. A bunch of other shit. We'll also offer new event quests. And you get to a reward such as the Dasha Guma mask, a gesture set, and various other paid downloadable content options. This is going to be all showcased on Capcom's Spotlight live stream on June 26th at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So apparently Sony just fucked up and put this on their shit. They weren't supposed to do it yet. Oh well.
Whoops.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
To hear other news. I don't have other news.
I think you did mention that, yeah, Marathon got delayed. Do you think it's going to just? It will come back. I think it will come back. Right? It'll just come back when they either pay that artist, compensation. Because I don't know like the full extent of what all the assets they use.
Just pay him or hire him, dude. That's all you got to do.
Yeah,
Pay him or hire
exactly.
Him. Hey, bro,
right,
you're now the creative art director of Marathon. Like what? Yeah, you now work for Sony Studios, and you're now the creative art director. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
when he said, I mean, pretty obvious. He said, I can almost, I don't know about word for word, but he basically said, look, I don't have a lot of money. I can't be suing this company for stealing all my artwork. This big giant company, right? That stole all my artwork. Oh, poor little me. What am I going to do? Right. So that just tells me, you know what he's actually saying? Give me $400,000 right now, and we'll call it good. I think that's fair.
How about better, Gunny? I have one better for you. Hey, man, you're now the creative art director for Sony Studios. We'll give you $100,000 a year salary, and you work for us for the next 2 years.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a good contract. I like it.
Boom. There you go. Boom. $100,000 a year. You really don't do anything. What do I do? You just stand in your office. You stay in your office and you draw stuff. When we tell you that we need something to be approved, you say yes, and then that's all you do. Okay. All right. Okay. I like my job title. I like this job title. Go ahead. Yeah. Do I need to attend any? I need to attend any meetings? No, you don't got to attend no meetings. We got it covered. You're the creative art director, guy. Okay, that's you. You're on the credits now. Creative art director.
Yeah, right. You have to sign the thing saying he's not going to sue him.
Yeah.
Because he created it. Yeah.
Hey, you want like a thing in the openings credits scene, like when we show the name of the game and we show the director and stuff. We're gonna put your name on the main screen when it opens up. Yeah, you'd be the creative art director, and it's gonna show your name. Yeah, cool.
Simple, works. Dude.
Hey, Gunny, have you heard of this thing called exit lag?
You mentioned it earlier before we started recording.
I never heard of it until Discord offered it to me for a month for free. But let me tell you what this is, Gunny. Okay, exit lag is a thing that you can sign up for every month, Gunny, which is developed from scratch by gamers for gamers. Exit lag is a proprietary technology that optimizes data routing by instantaneously mapping out various routes and sending the packet to the optimal one. In case one route becomes unstable, the others kick in, keeping the game connection unfazed, Gunny. So no more lag ever, Gunny, all right? Because they use multi-path connections. Through the multi-path connection tech employed only by exit lag, connection packets are sent simultaneously through different routes. Should one route become unstable, Gunny, the others keep the connection running smoothly to make sure your data packet always gets delivered. With worldwide service, XLAG counts on a worldwide server network spread over all continents that optimize connections from anywhere to anywhere. That way, no one gets cheated on a poor connection, and you guarantee a fair game from anywhere in the world. All right.
Is this a VPN?
I don't know what this is. It sounds like it, but it's like a thing you sign up for, which you hook up to like your internet, I guess, and like some routes, some ports or some shit on your router or something, and then it like fucking. All right, I got step by step, Gunny. All right, first you sign up to the website. 2, you download their software. 3, you choose your game on their software. All right, you can search for the game or you can look up the available game titles. Once you've located the game, click on it and then choose the region or server field. Check the option automatic choice and select the region where the game server is hosted. Afterward, click on the red button, apply routes. And then you start gaming. You should notice the app data, the connected field. Now enjoy the best experience with exit lag on. It automatically optimizes your connection, custom settings for hardcore gamers. You get a desktop account that also works for mobile, and you have a support team ready to help you. You think this is all bullshit, or like this is like a legit thing?
Yeah, it almost sounds like it, but then again, I'm thinking like, okay, I'm up here in the mountains. I'm using MediaCom, right? It's not exactly like
you gotta get exit lag, bro.
That's what it sounds like. Like this would help. Yeah. Look, I couldn't even do the podcast even through the first part of it before it failed on me. So people may not notice with edits.
If Mayo had exit lag, he wouldn't be gone right now.
That's true. He'd still be here.
They got ambassadors, Gunny. All right, listen, they got ambassadors. Have you ever heard of a guy named Fallen? This is a Counter-Strike legend.
Oh, Fallen on? Yeah, no, I don't know who that is.
Or how about some girl named B? Or I guess it stands for Bastard, but it's BSTRDD. That's her gamer tag. She's a 7-time Valorant champion, Gunny. 7-time Valorant champion. All right. Or how about a guy named Blackouts?
Blackouts.
Pro Fortnite player.
Mm-hmm.
Today, this is what he said. Today, I know that every move I make in Fortnite is in real time. If I shoot, it hits. If I run, it doesn't lag. Or how about Stolen, who's this guy who's a Warzone pro player and streamer, says, for dominate the game, every move needs to be fast. There is no room for lag. It has to be on time. Or how about Guerrero Tetra, a game influencer and content creator? Or Macadino, who is another game influencer and content creator. All right, these guys they're all playing. Some are playing Black Ops 6. Some are playing Rainbow Six. Got the Valorant champion over there, the Counter-Strike guy. These are legit people, Gunny, all right?
Okay, but I'm not a pro streamer. I can see like, okay, they're probably on Twitch and streaming on Kick and YouTube. Yeah, and then playing the game. Probably, yeah. I can see that somebody needing that. But I guess if I want to be like a pro, like Blackout or Stolen, yeah. Or playing Valorant with Bastard or whatever her name is. Maybe. If I'm making money, okay.
Oh wow. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is a real thing. You could become an affiliate, Gunny. We should become affiliates of this shit. I want a little blurb on their website.
Yeah.
Mayo
Listen
can
to the
do the
Horrible Gamers podcast with no lag.
No, Mayo can stay on the show with no lag now, all show long. Yeah.
Download the whole podcast. Less than 30 seconds.
This is weird because it works on your mobile phone too. You download like an app on your phone that like I don't know, does something to your, has a dynamic stabilizer. What does that do? Scalable infrastructure,
That's too technical for me.
an AI route optimizer. What is this science talk here, bro? What is all this shit? Go to their blog. What kind of blog do they have? I don't know. This is like a weird. I don't know if like they're selling bullshit, like fucking like what do you call that? Like a placebo pill, or if it's real. I want to know. Someone needs to try this and let me know. All I know is Discord gave me like a month for free or something on Discord. I don't know why.
Does that come with Nitro or something, or did you? Yeah, I didn't get an
I
advertisement for it.
maybe it came with Nitro. I don't know. I
Yeah, because I knew Nitro every so often, but it could have been also. Do you watch Twitch, Jesus? Maybe you got. I don't know. Maybe something you have connected.
I don't fucking know. But yeah.
Could just be an
Uh,
Oregon thing. I don't know.
Maybe we need the exit lag up here. I don't know, man. But yeah, but that's all we have for the show. We
There
played
was
some
a
Death
couple
Stranding.
questions here I wanted to answer real quick. From one of Jesus was from Nipron. I think last week he did ask a question. He wants to know what is the longest queue line you've ever waited for in a theme park? I mean, I could say I don't think I've ever timed it, but I feel like forever. It seems in some ways like. Damn, I don't even remember where the hell I was. Like the only one I go around here is Great America in Santa Clara over there by the 49ers stadium. But damn, I think I went to yeah, probably over there. I couldn't even tell you what ride it was.
I can't think of one that I remember from the last time we went to a theme park. The last theme park I went to was fucking was it Lego World in Florida last year?
Yeah.
And there was no lines. It was kind of cool, man. That theme park was empty as fuck. It was empty, bro. Like we could get on any ride like right
You went
away.
during the week, right? I think that's what it was. It wasn't a
Yeah,
Saturday
like
or
during
Sunday.
yeah, it was like during the week. It was like empty, and it was kind of like raining too. So what's cool is we got to go through most of the park, and then they give us tickets to come back for free because it started raining and they had to like shut down the rides. So they're like, "Oh, we had to shut down the ride, so here's a free tickets to come back."
Nice.
I'm like, yeah, that's fucking dope. So I think this year we're gonna go again when we go down to Florida. Um, but yeah,
Oh, you know what I think it was, Jesus? One that
the
comes to
no
mind.
lines.
The Universal Studios. I think that Harry Potter ride or whatever, I think that one just felt like it was forever.
Oh, I bet it
The way it's
was.
structured, have you ever been to one
No.
where it's like you can't see the ride because it's inside a building? So I think it makes it seem like it's even longer where you go in and then you're outside for a while and then you're in the building and then you're going up these stairs. Then you're going down this hallway and it's like, all right, what the fuck? You know, like, yeah, where's the actual ride? I want to see people ride the ride. But yeah, it was one of those deals where it's not like a roller coaster and you just watch everybody go through the whole cycle, you know? So yeah, that one seemed like it was forever, especially in the summer, man. You go July, August, whatever, it's hot, you know? Like, damn. Like crazy. And the last question we have is from Crafty. This is back from February. We apologize, Crafty. From the video game happy hour. So I know I was looking at it, I was like, I don't remember answering this question that he asked, and it was about something he had on his show about what generation of consoles is considered retro to you. And I brought this up years ago, Jesus. When you guys first started the show, and I was like, okay, well then we're kind of going from that like 360 generation to, you know, an Xbox One generation. I felt like at the time, like, oh, there's this leap of we're going to this thing where everything's available digitally. And then of course PlayStation 4 was like, yeah, we're doing the same thing, you know, like, and And I thought, man, like, okay, when does this console, this 360, become a retro machine? You know, I always kind of looked at it that way. And the other thing, Jesus, was Kyle, my son, yesterday said, he goes, "Oh, I see you're playing Just Cause 4." I go, "Yeah, because I never finished it, right? And I got the complete edition, and he knows I love that series a lot." And he goes, "Yeah, I finished all of them." And of course, Mr. Teenager here, and he's got all the time in the world. And I go, "Did you even play the first one?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I finished it." And I was like, "Damn." I go, "Fuck, when did that game come out?" Like, that must have been about 2009. He goes, 2008. So I'm like, okay, if you were born in 2006, like, and you played a game at that, like, well, you're playing it now, but like, is that retro gaming? You know what I mean? Like, if you're playing a game that's like only 2 years older than you.
I think PS2 and back is retro gaming, like the original Xbox, original PlayStation 2. That shit's retro gaming. GameCube is retro. I feel 360 on, like 360, Wii, and PS3. I feel like that's still not retro gaming, really, because it all fairly looks the same, kind of like so kind of the same since then. I think before that, though, you definitely have some different types of gaming. Um, yeah, I think 360 on is good. You're still kind of like modern time gaming. Before 360, before PS3, before the Wii, that's retro. GameCube, PS2, Dreamcast, Xbox,
OG Nintendo, of course, right?
PS1, Nintendo, the old Nintendos.
Yeah.
All that shit's all retro. But past 360, we're still kind of current gen. I think once we hit the next gen, 360 might go into retro, but even then, I still don't think that it really is because it's HDMI still. You can still get HD games on the 360. So, like, we haven't moved past HD really. So, like, I think it's still a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And I always think about it too, where like, the PS3, Xbox 360, where I think, okay, there was so many like, wasn't that kind of even like the birth? I could be wrong. It could have gone back to the PS2 of like 3D gaming, right? First person shooters, Resident Evil, even with its tank controls, even in 3D, right? So I'm like, I wonder, I mean, are those kind of retro? Where I don't know. I don't know. I always feel like it's just kind of like just what you said. OG Nintendo, GameCube, yeah. Because I remember when Mario World 3D came out, and I went, "Oh, that's kind of the end of retro." Like that's the way I looked at it. Like that's it. Like we're kind of into the 3D world of things now. So yeah, after that, I think that was GameCube, of course. So yeah, but anything Nintendo, OG, Super Nintendo, Sega, yeah. So yeah, that's anything on the Commodore, of course. So still retro. So I don't know. Yeah, and I wonder too. Like, yeah, I always think about those things like Xbox 360, PS3. Like, are we gonna call that retro 20 years from now? Or will we give it a different name? Wonder if there'd be a new genre out there and just say old school gaming or what? What would it be called? Maybe it is just retro at that point. So
I don't know.
But I don't do it. I always say I want to, I'm going to get me a Raspberry Pi and, and like, yeah, do a lot of these fucking old games that people never heard of and, talk about it on the show and yeah, talk about different sprites and games and all these different things. And it just never panned out for me. I'm always playing the latest and the greatest for the most part. I always want to. Yeah. And some old school gaming act back on Xbox One or whatever, something on Steam. I'm not going to go back even too far. So, but yeah, I think that's all we got. Jesus. Nothing
All right.
else.
Well, with that being said, find the Mayo on everything as the Mayo or the Mayo 01. Find them on Discord. Find them on PlayStation. Find them in our Discord. Find the Mayo. Go find him. Poor Mayo. He's gone. He's out there with some
One
hobo
arm
ass.
Mayo.
One arm Mayo. He's out there with one arm and some hobo internet. He's struggling, man. Poor guy. I feel bad for him. And then, yeah, find me on everything as Jesus Walks Lot. How about you, Gunny?
Go find me, Gunny Chief, on all things Xbox and Steam, and over at the PlayStation, HGP_Gunny. So on my PlayStation 5 now. So,
All right.
yeah.
And yeah, so we're out of here. Peace out, Brussels Sprouts. We'll catch you on the next edition of the Horrible Gamers podcast. The Death Stranding 2 is out edition. We get lots of Death Stranding 2 talk next week. Anyways, we're out of here. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.